Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited everyone is here to how to build your business. And I think sometimes as entrepreneurs, we don't want to share our information, which I don't understand. Like as entrepreneurs, we need to share. We think people are like going to take our business or do something with our business, and that's not happening. We need to understand that we need to help each other. And so I love networking. I love women's networking groups, and I think women tend to a little bit maybe be in a little competition with each other. And I love the fact that some of these networking groups I go to, that we all have different businesses, we all have different pieces to bring to each other, and as a collective, we can all work together to create beautiful futures and honor each other for those futures. So today it's about how to build your business, and I'm a therapist. My name is Constance Nelson. I am the lead therapist and the founder of Constantly Healthy Counseling and Coaching. I love what I do. I haven't been in business for a very long time, but I was a life coach for a decade, and then figured out I really couldn't make money that way. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but it just wasn't working for me. So I went ahead and got licensed and figured out that I was pretty good at what I did. And I had a lot of people coming into my practice. And so doing what you do best and outsource the rest, I think, is one of my terms here. Building a counseling practice takes time. It's not very fruitful. The bottom lines are very low. So I'm trying to figure out a way to build a practice. Um, I have 4 licensed therapists and I have 7 interns. I have the whole floor of a building. I love helping people as a founder. I have very good Google reviews. A lot of my business is for referral. I love that. I love the word of mouth. But what I'm learning is if I'm going to build my practice, I need to expand out a little bit to those multiple streams of income. And sometimes as practices or as in your business, if you love your business, but it's not as fruitful as you need it to be, you got to figure out what's going on in the psychology. We're so busy focused on the strategy. Strategy is 20% of a business. Psychology is 80. And so when I talk to business owners and CEOs and CFOs, they're talking about their bottom lines. I'm like, I have a CFO coach that can help you with that. That is not what I do, right? I have my own problems with my bottom lines. I have my own CFO coach that helps me with my numbers. This is the psychology of moving your team. This is psychology of making it a collaborative or people feeling like they're part of things. So as a founder, I have learned just by working with other people, there's a niche for this, that we don't understand the psychology of our business and we can't get the people in our business to do what we want them to do. And we end up being burned out. We work too much as founders. We're not, exiting our way out of the business. So as a founder, we should be exiting our way out of the business. If you're not a founder and you're working for a company and you have a mentor in that company, get with that mentor. Like that's how I learned what I learned. And my first job as a therapist, I had an amazing founder, and she was so good at marketing. And I just wanted to learn everything I could from her. And I would take things from her and say, I want to take this from you. I want to take that from you. I want to learn this. Like I was always trying to learn from her. So in that position, I can't go, I hope my founder comes and visits me. No, if you want to build a business, you have to go find mentors. You have to actively be moving and shaking, right? So we're talking about psychology of business. We're talking about how to grow your business through psychology. All right, so I introduced myself. My name is Constance Nelson. Again, I'm the founder and the lead therapist of Constantly Healthy Counseling and Coaching. This is a practice I've built in about 3 years. It's $1 million business. I love what I do, but I'm learning that the psychology of pieces is a niche. I'm getting a hold of founders and CFOs that just can't get their people to move that needle. They just can't get them to do what they want them to do. All right. So successful businesses, like I talked about, is 20% strategy and it's 80% psychology. So you definitely need strategy in your business. You definitely need that to happen, but make sure you're focusing on that psychology, your people, empowering them, what they're feeling, what's going on with them. Good. Now you have to make sure you're in your mission statements. What are your mission statements? These are very important. So when you are having issues in your business, you come right back to your mission statement. You come right back to your values. It's very important to have these. Or how are you running a business? You people are running around, they don't know what they're doing, they have no focus, they have no structure. Well, how is that helping them? And then when you get into a business meeting with them, you don't know what to say to them, you don't know what to do. So make sure that you have a nice, clear mission statement. This is what I teach. Have a nice, clear mission statement. Workplace culture. Workplace culture is extremely important. Again, after COVID, people don't care about money. They care about purpose. They care about their work life transition or work life integration, work life balance. Culture is important. You're with your peers more than you are at home. So if this workplace culture is not there, your business will not be fruitful. You're going to find yourself turning over, turning over, turning over. And as founders, as leaders, we are the chokehold of our businesses. It's what we're doing wrong, not what our people are doing wrong. Right? Kind of like when you're training an animal, they go, oh, look at the trainer, don't look at the animal. Not at all that our participants are animals for sure, but we have to make sure that we know that we're not doing something correctly to move our team. And it could be part of that workplace culture. Right. And culture and values come together, right? 2/3 of employees say companies do not have strong work culture, right? If you go in and look at these stats, these employees don't have what they need. When they credit their peers for making the job fun, that's what you want. That's 70%. 70% of your employees need to be celebrating each other. They need to be happy that they're there, right? So many people I know, they're in their jobs. They don't even like their jobs, but they love their founder. So remember, it's not about money that moves people. Remember, it's this vision, this mission, the vision of your company, cultural values, and that workplace culture. So let's look at individuals and their cultures. Now, this is the Swartz theory. There's a lot of different theories that you can use. I have my certification in UCF business coaching. There are a lot of different coaching methods that you can use. I usually pick one for each organization that I serve, make a booklet. I kind of adhere to this. This is a good one to start off with. Your employees can take a little test. You can figure out if you align with them and they align with you, right? If they don't, that's okay. You can coach them. So this isn't an end all be all, but we want to know how your company values and cultures. And this is one of the theories, looking at the openness to change, looking at self-enhancement. These are pieces that would be important to understand as you're bringing your company together. So when employees have a clear purpose, they know their meaning and they know their why. Right. And as founders, as leaders, we need to make sure that they do have that purpose. They are connected to what it means to them and why they contribute. Why does it matter? So a lot of times I walk into my little admin office, I have a team in there. Instead of going, who did what? And you, I'm like, okay, what did we do wrong? Right? As a founder, where did we misstep? Right? I don't want to single them out. Not yet. We want to give them time and that space to liberate a bit and come in collaboratively to figure out like what happened. Right? So purpose, meaning, and why is very important also individually in your businesses, as well as your purpose as a founder, your meaning and your why. That's also very important. And that trickles and funnels down to our people. Yep, find your why. So not only are you finding your personal why as a founder, as an owner, as a leader, but you're finding out your people, what are their whys. And I know sometimes my leaders are like, I do not have the time to be doing this. And I'm like, I get that. But in the beginning, you got to make the time. Because if you want to move out of your business and get your business to run without you, which is what we should be doing, we need to be working on our business, not in our businesses, and doing things that we love, then we need to take the time to build this structure and see what's going wrong. And we have to start with us as founders and leaders. And sometimes that gets a little tricky. That's the psychology of it, right? What is your why? What's happening as a leader? And then what are my people? What are their whys? I have to figure out where they are. And again, they may not match my organization. I have hugged many people out the door. I have, and it's okay. We weren't a match, and it's a beautiful ending. It doesn't have to be fiery crash, right? So let's focus on our whys as well. And these are things I'll help teach you. So as the leaders, I'll help teach you first, and then I'll help you teach your people. The cycles of the business, where are we? And I do this in my practice as well. I bring my clients in, as a therapist. I'll bring them in and go, okay, where are we in this process? Where are we in these pieces? And I get to know where they are, and then we know where to go. I'm not a talk therapist. I'm not going to come in and go, yeah, Mm, they're good therapists and they can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like you can get that for free from your friend, have a drink and some coffee. Like, I want to help move you, not only as your therapist, not only helping with your children, not only helping you with your relationships, but also helping you with your business. So, in your business, if you know where you are, we know where to go. Right? These life cycles are important. It's okay you're at the early stages. That's okay. We know where to go. It's okay that we're in that growth stage or in that max maturity phase. Again, we know where to go. So again, if we know what we're doing, we know where to go. And that's important. Again, having that focus is important. Right. And this is the stages of readiness. This is a therapy model where the stages of readiness, right? Where are we? Are we in pre contemplation as a leader? Do we want to change? Are we in contemplation? Are we thinking about maybe changing? Are we in preparation? Okay, I'm ready to change. Are we in action? I am there. And then I'm in maintenance. This is a therapy model, but it's also a business model. And I can also use this model for my employees. Maybe they're not ready to make changes. Maybe they're not ready to run a business. Maybe they just want to come in and punch a clock and leave. Maybe that's all they want to do. But I got to figure out where I am first. Remember, as leaders, we're the chokehold of our businesses as leaders and founders. And then from there, we can figure out where our employees are and what we need to do going forward with them. Right. And again, here we go. As a leader, desired situations for your team. So, what does the perfect situation look like? Your projects. How are we working towards something? How are we working away from it? Right. It's important for us to know that. Are we working towards it? Are we working away? Right. So, am I going towards a goal or am I going away from a goal? Right. And as a team, we're going to figure out what our goals are and figure out what we're doing, right? And towards what are we doing to this goal? Like, if we have a goal to have 65 clients this month, so what are we doing to obtain those clients? What is our desired outcome? And what are we doing? How are we moving away from that? So what are the things that we're doing that are not getting us there? And I love when we do this with our people, because again, we put it on the board. What are our away and what are our towards? A little bit of what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right. But I like to use the words away and towards, and that makes it a little more positive for my people. So working as a team is going to be important. And this is the visualization and making sure that you got nice visualization for your team and for yourself. So meditation, those kinds of things are very important. And they used to be like woo woo, but not anymore. Buddha and the Badass talks a lot about visionaries. A lot of these CEOs and leaders are learning that they don't want to pushing matter, that they're trying to dream their perfect company or they're trying to visualize their perfect company. So visualization is important to what we want, feeling that in our bodies every day when we come in to our offices. We have to manage the energy, guys, as leaders. If I come in not in a good space, then my people probably aren't in a good space. If I'm come in and I'm half mass, my people are probably half mass. So I need to do some visualization in the morning, whatever that looks like, whatever practice that you have. This isn't woo woo anymore. This is actually scientifically proven how to do this. Joe Dispenza, I'm getting ready to become a trainer, an NCS trainer with him. Like, this is a lot of what he does. If you know his work, it's all about visualizing what we want, not what we don't want. Feel the feelings that we want and be able to walk in that every day, right? If anything, it's more fun. We're feeling better and we're creating synergy in our company. So don't move this aside. This is another part of the psychology. And then I love to get the team together. That's what I do. And then we go through the training. I have them close their eyes too. What does it feel like to come to work and have a great day? What does it feel like to, love on your leader and feel like you have purpose? I want them there too. So remember, it starts with you as our leader and our founder, and then it trickles down. Do what you do the best and outsource the rest. This is a big one for my leaders. I do everything And that is not fruitful. I can't be doing everything in my practice. I have to make sure when I'm doing things that I can maybe outsource those. And I actually empower my team to do this too. You know, my little marketer, I love her dearly. I give a lot to her. We're a small company sometimes. And I'm always encouraging her. I'm like, what can we outsource for you? Like, we have a team of admins over here that have some skill sets. Let's find out what's in their wheelhouse so you're not overwhelmed with everything. And we're giving them some duties too. And I love that for her because then she's learning to be a leader too, right? So I'm doing what I do best. I'm outsourcing it to her, and then she's outsourcing what she knows to them. And then I get to take a nap. I get to have a lunch, right? I get to take a break when this is happening. So, no, this is also really fruitful for your team. This is my bubble theory. This is my theory. I wrote a workbook on Amazon about this. You know, what's your bubble? What's your BS? We all know what BS stands for. It does stand for belief systems, but also stands for something else for sure. Yeah, that bullshit. Yeah. So the BS. So what are the beliefs, ethics, and values that my team members have? Now, we don't have to get in psychology and figure out where they grew up and those kinds of things. That's something I do in my practice. You guys don't have to do that as leaders, but I do need to understand what moves them. What is their value system? Right? How do they feel about things? Right? And again, as a leader, if you have a very big company, that's tricky. That's why I come in. I help you structure it down. I have a team that comes in. We handled a company, I think it was 50 plus employees, and I brought my team. We put them in groups and we did, you know, presentations on the board, and then we had group settings. So I can do really any level of company. I like to, I don't want to do any more than 50 because I want to give that personal touch, but we can start with you and then I can help you pull this together. Also seeing leaders, some of my founders, they hand me their leaders. And so I'll talk to the founders first, and then I'll talk to the leaders and get them where they need to be. And sometimes that's all we need to do. But then if the team still isn't performing the way we need to, then we need to probably go a little deeper. Observing your team members in conflict. Now, conflict management, some of my companies don't have this, but most of them do. So understanding that this is the Gottman theory on how to manage conflict, and I come in and I teach your team how to talk to each other. So we may have really good things to say, we do, but the way it's landing, and I can tell you the CFO and the CEO that I worked with on these models, one of them, actually both of them, kind of peeled off and started doing couples therapy with me because it's also a couples model. When I'm really listening to my partner, and the CFO during one of the presentations, he goes, this could really help my relationship. I'm like, yeah, this is a Gottman model. This is something that he put together, but it also works in business. Generations are important too. This is again getting to know your team. Do we know where they are? You know, these builders, the boomers, the millennials, the Gen Zs, like you got to know. And not all your Gen Zs are the same. They're not all. Some of them are boomers. Some of them are, you know, go-getters. But there's a company in LA I'm working with, and that was his biggest concern is I can't move the needle. And so I came in the psychology of business. I helped him boost 35% of his sales that's on his bottom line. And then I helped him work with one of the leaders to get them where they needed to be as well. So again, it's a whole kind of holistic looking at of the team and what's happening. Where are they? What moves them? Right. And as leaders, we just can't keep firing people, right? People, you can't do that anymore. People don't stay with companies forever, not anymore. They need to have some kind of purpose when they stay there. This is another very important aspect of understanding your team and understanding yourself. Like I'm a boomer. I'm a little bit of a boomer, right? Even though I'm 67, I was raised by boomers. So I hung a key around my neck 90% of the time. I did not know where my parents were. I can remember making cheese sandwiches at, I think I was 5 for kindergarten. Like my parents weren't there. They were busy working, which is fine. So I had to learn how to do everything on my own. And so that's fine. But when I bring in a Gen Z who is not used to that, not their fault, I don't have to shade them for it. They have the instant gratification society. Maybe their parents really like, you know, handed them things or, you know, that made them a nice cushy life, which is great, until they have to have resiliency to be in the world. Then they don't have that resiliency. So some of my leaders are like, I feel like I'm the dad of my company. And sometimes I'm like, you're the principal of your company. You literally are the principal. And now you have, these are kind of your kids. And that's kind of what we're dealing with a little bit with these companies. It's nothing wrong with it. We just have to learn how to manage them well. I call this a C, and this is another model. This is the Chief Accountability Officer. This is a model that I saw online by Layla. We're CEOs, but we're also CAOs, right? We have to make them accountable. We have to make sure, and maybe in the beginning, I meet with my team every week. Then I start to meet with them every 2 weeks, then every 3 weeks, then every 4 weeks. But I need to make them accountable. I can't just assume and get angry that they're not doing what they need to be doing, right? I need to make sure that it's not micromanaging. That's not what I'm doing. I'm making sure they're accountable. So I got to know where you are in your business, where your people are to be able to figure this piece out. But sometimes I would get really frustrated because my admin team wasn't doing things that I thought they needed to do, but it was all because I wasn't managing them well, if that makes sense. So I am the chief accountability officer in my company. So think about that for your organization. This is a model that I also look at: clients, energy, money. So we have to make sure if we don't have clients or our widgets, or not everybody has clients, like for my practice, it's clients. But if my clients aren't coming in, it's not going to matter. Money is at the bottom. I don't have clients, I don't have money, or I don't have my company or my widgets or those kinds of things where they need to be, then the energy is not where it needs to be. And the money isn't where it needs to be. So I have to figure out where on this continuum I am and what we're going to be focused on. So this is what I do. This is how I lean into my businesses. So I hope that was helpful. I'll give you just a little taste of what I do here as a leadership coach. This is what I do: is I come into companies and I help them. If you want to follow us, here is some ways to get a hold of us. That is our admin number. When you call in, just let me know what you want. Again, we have clients calling in as well. I'm looking for leadership coaching. I'll do a nice 15-minute consultation with you, kind of assess your company, what your needs are, and we can make a plan for you. This is my university that is not quite up yet. We're building it. So this is my Concierge University, where I'm going to teach you how to build a business. I'm going to teach you couples and individual. It's going to be a lot of things on this university. We're still building it, but I'd love for you to come and kind of click on it a little bit, and we'll definitely be sending you some information. If you want to follow us, go ahead and follow us here, and we will give you our newsletter also. So if you want to give us a call, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make sure, maybe as we post this, we'll in the comments or below the YouTube, there'll be a link to click where you can also subscribe to our newsletter and also be seeing what we're up to. Thank you again for joining me today. Again, my name is Constance Nelson, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to get some feedback from you if you hear my video. And remember, wherever you are in the US, we can help you. We have virtual sessions as well. I don't have to be in your place to go. I will fly to you. There are also those kinds of things I can help you with. So I'd love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and hope to hear from you soon.